Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Kurt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. All right, today we are diving deep into an absolute battle of titans, a fight that's reshaping the entire world of artificial intelligence. We're talking trillions of dollars at stake and a struggle for the very future of AI itself.
So, let's just start with a bit of a reality check, shall we? Business strategist Victoria Mariscal puts it bluntly. The whole story about AI being democratized for everyone? Yeah, she says that was always a fairy tale. And you know what? A massive power shift happening right now in the industry is proving her point. A new titan is making a play for the AI throne.
You know, for the longest time, when you talked about AI, you were pretty much just talking about one company, Nvidia. They were the undisputed king of the hill. But that's all changing. A new challenger, one that, let's be honest, a lot of people underestimated, is making a serious play for the crown. And that challenger is Google's parent company, Alphabet.
And just to really get a sense of the scale we're talking about, look at this number. Nvidia is valued at a mind-boggling $4.4 trillion. They have been the absolute king, the company that provides the essential hardware, the brains, really, that fuels this entire AI revolution.
But then, look at this. Look how close this race has gotten. Alphabet's valuation has just exploded to $3.84 trillion. That puts it right within shouting distance of the top spot. Now, this isn't just some minor stock market blip. No, this is a fundamental reevaluation of who is actually winning the AI race.
So where are we getting this from? Well, the insights for this overview are drawn from a fantastic article on LinkedIn by John Tomas. It was published on November 25, 2025. And it really brought together what a bunch of industry experts are seeing on the ground.
Okay, so what is driving this seismic shift? Well, it gets right down to the very core of AI itself, the hardware. We are literally watching a new front open up in the chip wars, and it's a battle between two very different kinds of technology.
So, on one side, you've got Nvidia's GPUs, their graphics processing units. For years, these were the industry standard, the only game in town, really. If you wanted to build serious AI, you had to use Nvidia. But now Google has its own custom-built chips called TPUs, or tensor processing units. And listen, this isn't just some science project. This is a real threat. Huge players like Meta are reportedly looking at spending billions on Google's TPUs. That is a direct challenge to Nvidia's long-held dominance.
And this is where John A. Porcello adds a really crucial piece to the puzzle. He makes the point that in the tech world, the winner isn't always the product that's technically the best on paper. No, the real winner is whatever becomes the standard, the thing everyone else builds on top of. And that, right there, is the real prize in this GPU versus TPU fight.
But here's the thing. This fight isn't just about the chips. Alphabet's real secret weapon, their ace in the hole, might not even be its hardware. It could be its incredible, almost unbelievable market power and overall business strategy.
And this right here perfectly explains what strategist Victoria Mariscal calls vertical integration. Just think about this for a second. Google can design its own TPUs specifically to run its own AI models, like Gemini, way more efficiently than anyone else's chips can. Then they push those models out across their massive platforms. We're talking search, YouTube, Android, and collect data from literally 4 billion daily users. That data then gets fed right back into making the models even better, which then helps them design the next generation of chips. It's this incredible, self-reinforcing loop that's almost impossible for a competitor to break into.
So how is Wall Street, the place that basically runs on predicting these winners and losers, how are they reacting? Well, the short answer is dramatically. We're seeing a massive shift in investor thinking that is completely rewriting the story of AI.
It's almost hard to wrap your head around, but as Alexander Alves points out, just 1 year ago, the whole story was that Google was losing the AI race, badly. The consensus was that they had totally fumbled their lead and were just being left in the dust by everyone else.
My, what a difference a year makes, right? Just look at this. Alphabet stock has surged almost 70% this year alone. That's far outpacing its big tech rivals like Microsoft and Amazon in the AI game. It seems the market has finally stopped caring about flashy press releases and has started rewarding actual profit and loss impact.
And if you really want to drive this point home, check out this figure. Alphabet added $1 trillion to its market cap in just 4 months. Let me say that again, $1 trillion in 4 months.
This is not hype, people. This is a massive financial correction, as Wall Street finally wakes up to the raw power of Google's integrated strategy. Okay, so a battle between multi-trillion-dollar companies is fascinating stuff, for sure. But what does it all actually mean for you, right? How can you turn this high-level corporate chess match into a real competitive edge for your own career or your business?
And for that, we go right back to Victoria Marskal for what is maybe the most important takeaway of all. She says you don't win by trying to fight these giants on their home turf. The real opportunity, it's in solving the specific, niche problems that these huge companies are simply too big and too generalized to even care about.
So here's your playbook, broken down nice and simple. First, and this is crucial, stop trying to compete on infrastructure. You are not going to outspend Google or Nvidia. It's just not going to happen. Instead, focus all your energy on a specific industry or a specific customer problem that you can absolutely own. Next, use their platforms. Leverage their cloud services, their app stores, their distribution channels. Don't try to rebuild all of that from scratch. And finally, you have to understand that the whole game is changing. The value in AI is shifting away from just who has access to the most chips, and it's moving toward who has the absolute best model performance for a specific real-world task.
And all of this leaves us with a really big question to think about. In an AI world that's dominated by just a few massive integrated giants, where is that next wave of true innovation actually going to come from? Well, if history is any guide, it's going to come from the small, the nimble, the focused players who solve the problems that the titans just overlook. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. To keep learning with us, make sure you subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this valuable, please do us a huge favor and like, comment, and share. It really helps us reach a wider audience.